Eddien Hussein is an international trainer, management consultant, keynote speaker, corporate excellence certified assessor by the European Foundation for Quality Management in Belgium, and a certified executive coach by Ashridge UK. In spite of his young age, Eddien Hussein has a thought-provoking journey of achievements both on the academic and professional levels. His academic journey started by earning a BA in English Literature from the Faculty of Arts, Ain Shams University. And due to his high ambitions to navigate in the world of knowledge, he joined the Faculty of Law, from which he earned his LLB, to complete 8 years of study in the undergraduate domain, contrary to the ordinary scheme of 4 years by his country fellows. His passion for learning motivated him to resume the journey of self-fulfillment by earning a master's degree in management from Hull University, the United Kingdom, followed by another master's degree in law from Queen Mary College, University of London. He crowned his academic qualifications with another feat of academic success, where he obtained a PhD from the International School of Management from New York, USA. It was a very promising exemplary journey of fulfillment of great potential and knowledge seeking. On the professional level, Eddien Hussein has hands-on experience in human capital development, strategic planning and corporate excellence facilitation projects and building capacities. He is now a pioneering leadership and management consultant and trainer in the UAE and MENA region, and a certified corporate excellence assessor, leading experts and consultants to execute major projects in capacity building and human talent investments. For almost 15 years, Eddien Hussein has been delivering a wide range of courses, workshops, coaching sessions, both in the Middle East and North African region, as well as in various European countries. Eddien Hussein has also released many working papers, the latest of which were a paper at the European Conference of Learning Excellence, a survival guide in troublesome times in Turkey in 2010, and another one at the Intellectual Capital Conference in Kuwait the same year. In 2009, he presented a paper at the 4th International Benchmarking Conference in Bahrain, where he won the Best Paper Award in addition to many other internationally recognized awards and certificates of appreciation. Eddien Hussein has many articles published in several newspapers and magazines and covered a wide array of issues. Amongst his many publications are Go Localization, The Dialogue of the Deaf, A Vile Language, The Nation is Calling for Youth Empowerment, The Eternal Vision and the Beginning of the End, The President is Bringing Himself Down. He also has several writings such as The Cactus Oasis, In the Presence of the Prophet, Ethics of Reproach, Ethics of Longing, We Once Had a Homeland, When a Homeland is No Longer a Home, amongst others. Eddien Hussein has been interviewed in several TV programs where he was hosted to provide his visionary perspective on how to promote investment in human talents and how Egypt can make the best use of its human assets and potential human capitals. His hobbies include attending theatrical shows, the opera, and he's also an avid reader in the realms of poetry and nation advancement stories. Eddien Hussein visited more than 55 countries where he's been exploring and enriching his expertise in life and profession.
It's my pleasure to be with you today, and I'll be more than happy to have this short journey with the list of boxes that I have come across and reviewed in my life. And I hope you will have the same fun and the same enjoyment to come across the titles and the content of these titles that I spend some years of my life reading, analyzing, and getting information that might help all of us in his lifetime. If you allow me, I will start with the first book, and this is, I would say that this is really one of the treasure of my books I have at hand. And this book, it was written by one of the prominent figure. He's an Egyptian professor. This is Dr. Ibrahim Shahata. And Ibrahim Shahata actually was the first Egyptian professor that he has been the vice president of the International Bank. This book, it is entitled, as you can see, My Advice to My Country, or My Commitment to My Country. The first edition was written in 1994, and the second one, it was in 1999, and Dr. Shahata died, God bless his souls, and his family were kind enough to issue the third edition of his book in March 2011. Actually, this book is really, it is a roadmap for Egypt, how to do social reforms, how to do political reforms, and how to do a lot in order to reach the right destination. Unfortunately, this book, it hasn't been well recognized and well appreciated by the majority of the intellectuals in Egypt and even in the Arab world, simply because Dr. Shahat was a very simple, very humble. I was lucky to meet him during my early years in the University of London, and until now, in I think University of London, there is what we call chairmanship under his name, Shahata Chair, in University of London, for his contribution in the economic law. Dr. Shahata, in this very interesting book, he outlines 3 stages for the Egyptian community, either to do reforms, or to do what they are doing, or to go ahead. Lucky enough, the revolution of January 25th of January, it was the answer for this book, because he thought that it is better to go forward, it's better to deal with the corruption files, it's better to do a lot of reforms for Egypt, and he really have the roadmap. I would like to take this opportunity and invite most of the reformers here in Egypt to have this book in more workshops and sessions, and in introducing this book to others. And if you allow me, just I'll go through about 3 important topics in this book. The first book, he has been talking about the higher education and how this sector, it is imperative to have some reforms in this sector and getting it into the right place. And I would recommend all the presidents of colleges here in Cairo to go through this book and getting some reforms about the higher education. The other area, which is about the incentives for investment, how to attract FDI, or what he called foreign direct investments, to Egypt. And in this part, and this is, by the way, the core of his business, I recommend to know about how we attract foreign direct investments. And though the book, it was written in 1994, but it is the same recommendation, same story as of now. That's the beauty of this book, that it is since 15 years, but it is still badly needed. The third and last area, it is about the political reforms and how we should have what we call anonymous agreement between the different powers of Egypt to go through. Really, I would love to spend more time with this book, because I can see that this is not merely a roadmap, but a journey for others to get some lessons. The second book, which is really very interesting, and it is a very visionary book. This is what we call My Vision, Ru'yati. It is by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, the Vice President of UAE and ruler of Dubai. In this book, he has written the book with the practical lessons. As you know, as well know, Sheikh Mohammed, he did a lot of reforms in UAE, and he is leading what we call social reforms, political reforms, management reforms. And it was in this book, actually, his vision to make best use of human talents. One of the very interesting sentences in his book that he mentioned in this page 75 about how the human assets in any country can be a load or a burden on the rulers or on the presidents, while in our country our human assets are the most important and precious assets. So it is really very interesting book. It is about the story also of how the country has been transformed from that traditional country in terms of customer service, of just routine work, and then being now, I think, ranking amongst the best 5 countries in terms of strategy, of performance management, and strategic planning. It's really a very interesting book, and it's nice to read about a poet, politician, horseman, visionary thinker, and at the end of the day also ruler of Dubai, to know about the legacy of this country. And fortunate enough, in Singapore and in Malaysia and other countries, so many people coming and go through the books to getting more info. Having now talking about Malaysia and Singapore, I think we cannot mention Malaysia without talking about Mahathir Mohamad, Dr. Mahathir, as they call him in Malaysia. He is one of the prominent guys and prominent figures in Asia. And in this book, it is written by an Egyptian writer called Dr. Atiyat Abu Al-Ainin. She was kind enough to take the readers in a very nice journey with a man that has did a lot for the best of his country. Mahathir Mohamad, he has ruled the country from 1993 until 2003. In 20 years, he did for this country a lot of things. In this book, he mentioned a lot about how he do benchmarking with the Japanese culture. He was always directing the nation to go to Japan and getting lessons from Japan in, for the work interest, for the placement, for the innovations of things. And in other parts, he's also talking about Malaysia Economic Vision 2020. One of Mahathir Mohamad economic vision, how to be #1 country in electronics, and I think he did this. He is partially doing this vision by bringing to the country a lot of values. Also in this book, in chapter 7, which is the most interesting part of this book, actually, it is about a visit to the brain and mind thinking of Mahathir Mohamad, how he was doing on a weekly basis, meeting the ministers on Saturday, giving them motivational tools and listening from them, and he kept this concept of management until I think 2003, when he decided in October, no more, and I should lead this country for someone else to take it into the next stage. Now back to Egypt. I have another interesting legacy. It is a very short. It is about Dr. Radwa Ashur. Dr. Radwa Ashur, I was lucky. I have been attending her classes in poetry in Egypt in Faculty of Arts, I think in Shams University, between 1985 and 1989. This book, it is not just a journey about a student doing courses in doing her PhD in USA, but it is about the feelings of loneliness, the aspirations, the disappointment she encountered in USA. What really attracts me in this book, that the early days when she arrived USA, a typical Egyptian lady in 1973, having aspirations to do her PhD, and then she encountered the American society with all the contradictions, or all the contradictions of the community, and she managed to deal with all the things. Of course, she's talking about her relationship with the professor and how he was so kind and supporting her. It is really a self-revelation journey about a PhD prominent figure of Egypt, and I'm willing to read more books about Dr. Ashur. Now back to management. I have for you that this is life and management. It is about it's actually a journey written by Dr. Ghazi Al-Qusaybi, God bless his soul. He was the ambassador of Saudi Arabia, I think, in London for a long time. He was a minister of labor, and he did a lot for his country. What attracts me in this book also his journey in UK while he was doing his master and then proceeding for for his PhD, and how Dr. Qusaybi at that time he encountered a lot of criticism about the Gulf, about the area, and he managed to reflect the Arab culture with all its anti-agonism for the Western community. And really, Dr. Al-Qusaybi, he was not just a poet or a writer, he was a visionary thinker, and it's very interesting to be with him in this journey. Finally, I will show you, this is another title by a prominent Egyptian writer, Mr. Fahmi Huwaidi. He used to write about the agony, the malady of Egypt, and how we can find some solutions. Mr. Huwaidi, as you know, what attracts me in this book, which is about Egypt wants solution, or Egypt wants a way to lead. What attracts me in this book that Mr. Huwaidi, he analyzes all the maladies and symptoms of Egypt, and he's trying to take us into the way to tackle this one. This book is just a collection of articles written by Mr. Huwaidi, and I'm sure it does worth further reading and further amendments in order to find a way to attract all what we are doing. That's the part of what I did for today, and I hope you will enjoy reading this parts of books. I think now, out of my personal experience, I think it might be very interesting for me to share you some of my own writings, which is really attracts my attention. I started reading, I think, when I was 8 years old, and then my father, he has introduced me a lot of books and start the journey from that time. And then I used to go to old bookstores and getting old stories, and it's for my interest now what's going on in Egypt. I can see that in this one of the articles here, it is written, I think, in one of the newspaper. It's about the deaf dialogue. We need to listen to each other. I mentioned here, just if you allow me to quote just a few words, that the question now that we need to understand, are we really in need to listen to each other, or just to speak, or we are just keep talking and talking and talking. It is about the merit of listening, the merit of analyzing, the merit of giving others the pleasure of differences, because difference is integrity. This is, I think, it's called Deaf Dialogue, and it is one of my articles. The other one, it is about self-revelation. I have written this one during my journey to Germany in Düsseldorf, and while I was sitting on the Rhine River, it stimulates my thinking to write about how we can be all waiters or keep waiting in the row of people for aspirations, for expectations, for our country. That's it for today, and again, it was really a pleasure having this time with you, and I hope to see you again, and I hope you will enjoy these lists of books. Thanks a lot, and see you again.
That brings us to the end of this edition of Bookworm. I hope you've enjoyed it, and many thanks for joining us.